I'm suing him because he divulged what I told him in confidence, which was that I was unfaithful to my husband.
So for the backstory, guys, she told her pastor that she cheated, and the pastor told her husband, and now she's suing him.
And he went ahead and told my husband, who promptly divorced me and kicked me out of the house. So he said, "You have a month, tell your husband." Then one day they met at the gym, and Pastor Hall just says that I was unfaithful, and then my husband comes home in a fury, and that was it.
You're not taking accountability of what you did. At the end of the day, you're responsible for your actions and any consequences that come thereof, okay? Based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $25,000.
What happens, do you think, if you follow a woman's advice to your tribe?
Everything will fail.
Everything will fail.
Since women thinking by feelings, you know?
Yeah.
Can you believe that there's a chance that someone born in 2025 actually might get to see the year 3000?
I just think that more women, especially midlife women, should say, I'm too hot for this, and simply move on.
No amount of money could ever make me hang around with an ugly dude.
Like, just go find yourself a self-hating pick-me and pick him. They're begging you to pick him.
I'm divorcing my husband because he booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, and I still don't think...
He booed Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, just in case you didn't hear.
I think he believes me, to be honest, but he might want to start, because I just filed my paperwork at the courthouse, and you can see right here, the date of separation is this year's Super Bowl.
I had like 8 abortions in total.
We listen, but we don't judge.
I had 2 abortions this year.
Never tell a man you cheated, even if you did. Just always deny it. Always. Say, oh, we just went to dinner. Or I never got to that. They will always believe that before they believe you.
No, ma'am. Only simps will believe that. A real man needs evidence. They don't just believe everything you say.
You cheated. So never tell.
You slept with a dude out of spite because he called you out.
Yep. Do you think you're... Well, I see it as a profession.
We listen and we don't judge. When we were on our break, I got back together with my ex and we filmed content, and I'm still making money off of it.
And whose fault is that, my guy? It's your fault. By the way, guys, stay till the end, because I got a lot of messages in my previous videos saying that you can't spot the red flags, that not all women have red flags. I will prove to you at the end how you can spot the red flags and why certain men don't spot them.
So all I have to say is sometimes girls' nights will ruin your relationship.
Not sometimes. 98% of the time.
Honestly, a girls' night out is literally just never a girls' night out. It's never.
True.
Unfortunately, as much as we say it's a girls' night out, it's gonna end up in some deep shit. Chaos. Don't let your girls go out.
It actually pisses me off that I will never find a partner who is as cool as me or even remotely on my level. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, and it kind of annoys me almost. Like,
I just don't understand why a hot girl would ever go to college and get a real job.
No, I actually have never understood that, because regardless, when you go to college, like, you party. Like, the girls that I know that are in college literally are, I guess, like, themselves out IRL. But not getting paid for it.
Exactly. Like, if you're a hot girl, you can easily just make so much money off of social media, OnlyFans, like,
They just tell you to your face that you're stupid and they're making money off of you, and you are still simping. Stop being a simp.
literally you just have to be good looking.
Things that will prematurely age you. Talking to men, dating men, going out with men, having a drink with men.
Also listening to this video, so we're going to skip this.
I would never have swiped right to him on an app because he was 5'8", and we met in real life, and different story. He gives you the chance to be pickier.
Yeah. I'm going to say something kind of wild.
You didn't have to raise your hand.
If I were, okay, well, I
like that, though. Being obedient is awesome. Oh my God, that is a trait.
Yeah, see how she never responded back? Most women would start arguing, will start yelling. She didn't say anything. That's what you have to look for in a woman. That's the kind of woman that will actually listen to you. She shows that she is respecting your judgment. She's not just reacting emotionally to whatever you said.
What you just did is a trait that certain communities would kill for it. Like, I said you're obedient, and you didn't say, oh, I ain't no obedient. And you were just like, you went in there.
That's my thing. I'm trad wife till I die.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dr. Umar.
The patriarchy, which just refers to, male control of resources, wouldn't really exist if women didn't desire resources in their partners. Because the reason that men tend to control a lot of resources is because women demand resource access on the part of their partners. And if women didn't care, then men wouldn't work so hard to get access to them.
That's just partially true. I don't think that all men that make wealth for themselves, that make money, it's just to impress other women. I think for some men that is just another benefit, that they can attract more women having wealth. But I don't think that all men just make wealth just so they can attract a woman.
I already told you I prefer to pick the bear. And I said I'm a firm believer if you can't make it out alive by yourself, then you don't deserve to make it out alive.
All right, great. Can you tell me how you make a fire in the woods?
Silence.
I'm good.
Silent.
The argument of who is going to take care of you when you're older if you have no children is so tired. Because what am I going to do when I'm older and nobody can take care of me? Die. Simple. Die. Hire someone else's kids to take care of me. Living under the assumption that your kids are going to love you enough when they're adults to take care of you is crazy in itself.
Because I'm in fear of my life and that he's going to take my child away from me? That's why I don't call the police?
Just a second. That's not your child. That child is both of yours. He's the father no less than you're the mother.
Even though I have sole legal custody of her?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No. So you telling me you had a court order giving you legal custody of your child? The answer is no. So at that point, you're the mother, he's the father. He has as much right to take that child as you do.
That's not what I've been told, but...
Of course, you've been told by other Karens that you should do this and this and this and you deserve everything. That's not true, ma'am. They live in the Lululand.
Well, if you've gotten different advice, you were mistaken.
Okay.
In this country, fathers are not second-class citizens. Sometimes they're actually better parents.
If you have low self-esteem, don't move to Dubai. I was at the beach club today with my friend and she was chatting to this guy and he came back over later and was like, oh, I just want to invite you on my friend's yacht tomorrow. He's having a yacht party. Like, do you want to come? And I said, am I invited too? And he literally looked me up and down and he said, to be honest, you'd probably have to go and show my friend your body or something before he decides.
Yeah. Why do they all think they're princesses, especially in the West? They all think they're so beautiful. Why? Because of Sims. Because of Sims leaving them messages every day, thirsting on them, giving them money. That's why Sims are the biggest problem.
And I said, wow, your friend sounds like a... And he said, well, do you want me to lie to you or be honest? Like, I swear to God, this place is brutal, and if you don't have thick skin, then it's not going to end well.
Why do you need thick skin, ma'am? It's just reality. He's telling you the truth. Why does it hurt? Oh, because you live in the Lululand.
Well, I hope you guys are happy. That guy that I really liked, he found out about my job. Not okay with it.
Oh my God, such a shocker. He's not okay with that.
I guess one of his friends told him. I was just waiting to tell him because I wanted him to get to know me, not my persona online. So
it's still you, ma'am. It's not a persona. You are the one making videos and pictures. It's not somebody else. See how they always try to shift the blame.
How the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die. And all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
Yeah, women are never satisfied. And see how all the men laugh except the woman. She doesn't get it.
No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
Of course you were.
Well, that was kind of his point.
What made you want to organize this protest?
Well, I spent 26 months in prison for DUI negligent homicide, and that was after...
Respect.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was after I was the victim of domestic violence, and so the experience really taught me that whoever goes to prison is a victim first. So when I saw Luigi Mangione and I heard what was going on, I wanted...
You was getting abused, then you was having a couple of drinks to deal with your pain, and then you was driving, and then someone happened to be in the way?
Actually, I hit a shopping cart at 3 miles an hour in a parking lot. And the shopping cart knocked someone over, and he died about a week later.
Man, so it was really...
That shopping cart was way faster than you said, ma'am. If that person died...
Really the shopping cart that should have been in prison, realistically.
Fair to say, or the alcohol, one of the two.
All right, guys, I just really need to get it off my chest and also see if there are other people like me out there.
Okay.
I just realized it's almost spring 2025.
Okay.
Which means it's been almost 5 years since I fell in love with anyone. And by falling in love, I don't even mean the deep feeling that you grow over time for someone and with someone. I mean simply being head over heels for someone.
Yeah, she means the spark. She wants to feel the spark. She wants to feel the butterflies. And the nice guys are too boring. And Chad, now that she's older, Chad doesn't give her as much attention as she wants. So let's make a video on TikTok and complain.
You know, feeling the butterflies, feeling romantic, all the stuff that they show us in the rom-com movies. I don't think I've felt anything remotely similar to that since probably COVID. I'm just curious, am I the only one like that?
Potential hot take, but can boys stop responding so fast, please? It's such an ick to me.
Okay, boys, write this down. It's icky to reply too fast.
Are they a slow texter or are they just not that into you?
Oh, wait. Okay, no, do reply faster or else they'll think you're not into her. My bad.
Here's a PSA for all the single ladies. If a guy texts you back right away, or if he's messaging you nonstop all day, probably seems really flattering, right? But it's not. It means he has nothing else better to do.
Wait, shit. Okay, don't reply. They hate it. Okay, wait. Do reply as fast as you can.
Girl brain is if you text him and he texts you back right away, ick.
Maybe don't respond that fast? I don't know anymore. It appears your life is in danger no matter what. I'm so sorry.
The actual truth, guys, is that you shouldn't respond so fast because, as the previous woman said, it looks like you have nothing else better to do. And it makes you look desperate.
A man doesn't need a woman in 2024, and a woman doesn't need a man. We need lots of women around. Like, human race would go extinct without a lot of women around. And women need a lot of men around to take care of all the infrastructure and make sure that civilization doesn't fall apart, basically. So we need men and women on the population level. So necessity has more or less been removed in the developing world, and there's a lot of positive and negative consequences to that. One of them is people pair up less often, because in the absence of need, people generally get together because they want to, because of desire. So this is important for a lot of guys to understand, because it used to be the case that you might not be the flashiest guy, you might not be the tallest guy, you might not have the biggest muscles, the richest guys, but you were a good man, and so you were going to be a good option for the women in your community. Most women today, they don't need that kind of protection or provision from a man. And so the good man often gets passed over for the attractive man.
Well, I messed up talking to my husband again. So I was sitting in the bedroom working, and he comes in and he's like, "Are you making something? The oven's on." And I was like, "Oh yeah, actually I started making these new cookie things for the kids, and there's dough that I had to make, but I didn't realize that it needed to chill."
Too much talking. We don't care.
For 30 minutes first. So I had to put the stuff in the refrigerator. He just cuts me off and he's like, "Do you want the oven on?" And I stop and I think, and I'm like, well, and then he cuts me off again. He's like, "I'm going to turn it off." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You can just turn it off." See, I over-explained and I gave way too many details that men just really don't give a shit about. He didn't need to know what I was making. He didn't need to know why I was making it.
The oven is on. Do you want me to turn it off? Okay, bye. That's it. That's it. Don't overcomplicate everything. That's what happened with most women on TikTok. Oh, he ghosted me. And they go on a rant for 2, 3, 4 minutes on a video about why they think he ghosted them. It's easy, ma'am. He doesn't like you. It's so easy. He found somebody else that is better. You're not worth his time. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That's all you need.
Women are showing that they don't exactly have each other's back after Margot Robbie welcomes her first child into the world, who is a boy. And she has been repeatedly attacked by women saying that they're ashamed that she's a boy mom and ultimately telling her to unalive her baby. This really all stems from the hate for Donald Trump and men as a whole.
In my 20s, I wanted to do it all. I wanted to be this career woman and this really ambitious person that achieved a lot financially, but also accomplished things that I wanted to in a business sense and created and built things. That was a real driving force for me. And it's like life has beaten me down.
Yeah.
To realize the value of heterosexual relationships here between a man and a woman. This idea that the man's the provider and the woman does, I guess, a lot of the stereotypical around the house stuff like that. And we're seeing a resurgence in that being glorified.
Yeah.
And I think the reason for that is because women...
Fucking tired.
We are... Thank you. Honestly, I actually don't have it in me. Raising a child is a full-time job, clearly. To be able to work and then also be the provider, you're jumping between that masculine and feminine energy there. And the beauty of an actual family unit and a good man that comes in and wants to provide and actually take care of his family because that's his role. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And in turn, we give in the way of love, a sense of peace within the house. Just can't do that when it's just you.
So I keep seeing women on social media saying that their men are passive or indecisive about what they want to eat. That ain't what it is. Men don't want to dedicate any mental resources to thinking about food. If you ask a woman what she wants for dinner, she says, I don't care. You pull up to the taco spot, she's going to look over at you and say, honey, I wasn't really in the mood for tacos.
That's true.
You ask a man what he wants for dinner, he says, I don't care. You put a plate of meatloaf in front of him, he's going to look up and say, thank you, honey, this looks delicious.
When I'm hungry, I just want to eat. That's all.
He's going to eat it all, and he's going to get an extra helping. Just to show you how much he supports you, just putting something on the plate.
Men and women have two different ideas of what peace is.
True.
You know, because to a man,
peace for them is when they're in a shopping mall going shopping.
Peace is nothingness, right? It's complete nothingness. I'm just sitting there doing nothing, not thinking about nothing, not thinking about you, not thinking about me. Just focus on breathing and keeping my eyes open. But to a woman, peace is validation for why there is nothingness. You understand? So she starts prodding you with questions like, why are you so quiet?
Yeah, what are you thinking about?
Why is it so peaceful right now? Why aren't we like in a fight? Are you okay? You don't want to talk about it? Yeah, I just want to check in. I just want to check in and make sure we're still on the same page and going towards the same relationship goals. I just want to make sure, you know, because like we just don't really. I feel like I'm always bringing this up, and like you don't ever bring it up. So I just want to make sure that we're headed to the same place. Dude, if I was on a plane and there was no turbulence, I wouldn't go to the cockpit and be like, "Why are there no turbulence? Are we still going to Dallas?"
For all the girls I went to high school with or college with that now lead conservative trad wife lifestyles, there was nothing conservative about the way you were handing out that puss back in those days. And
yeah, I totally agree with her. And who's at fault there? You are my guy. You chose to be with that woman. Oh, well, I didn't know anything about her past. Okay, that just makes you ignorant, my guy. How do you not know any of her friends? How did you not dig into her past? From family, from friends, from whatever. Look at her Instagram post. Look at her Facebook. Just look. If you want to dig up somebody's past, you can dig it up. If you don't care, or if you don't bother with her past, then you can't complain that she's a 3 or 4. It just shows that you're stupid and ignorant.
And there was no borders there was no crowd control, no borders on that post. Everybody was getting in, no questions asked.
Every time a woman gets on the internet to talk about how happy and content she is being single, there is a certain type of man who takes this as a personal attack on him, and he will get in her comments and he will tell her that she's old, she's ugly, she's used up, and that she's gonna die alone.
Okay, ma'am. You're correct. There will always be trolls. Then why are you posting public videos if you don't like the comments, if you don't like the hate? Why are you posting public videos? Keep them to yourself, ma'am. See, if you keep them on your phone, nobody's commenting. Why are you complaining?
So I've been married for more than 15 years. I have been in a side relationship that my husband recently found out about. How can I convince my husband to let me keep the side dude?
Are you happily married?
Clearly not, right? She has
So here's the thing.
Some days.
Trio,
Some days.
do you feel like you can be happily married and have a side piece?
Say no.
Okay.
I would say no. I think for the most part, if you got the side piece, he filling a role that your husband is not. So you got to look in that mirror and ask yourself, is the role that this person filling enough for me to leave this 15 plus year marriage? And judging by the enthusiasm in your tone, it's sounding to me like the marriage is over.
If we say for better.
See, I agree with them, but I think they're too diplomatic. They have too many people in the audience and they want to sound politically correct. Ma'am, you're a 3 or 4. Your husband should leave you immediately. Immediately. Nobody should explain anything to you. Okay, guys, so I got a lot of messages yesterday saying that you can't spot the red flags or that women change in time, and I just wanted to make a video here and comment about that and tell you my thoughts on it. I will read you a comment right now. Guys, it's a lie and the cope that you can spot the red flags in women accurately. Yes, every woman has red flags. No, not every woman. The women you have met have red flags, my guy. And if you see from the start, as you say, that they have red flags, then why do you continue with the relationship? The problem is you don't know if the red flag means she's going to be unhappy with you tomorrow or she's going to call the police and have you arrested on a false domestic violence charge. Why does that matter, my guy? It's still a red flag. You shouldn't be with her. It doesn't matter what kind of red flag it is. You shouldn't be with her. This is why you can't play this game. You can't listen to these guys who tell you that they know how to read women. If men could actually do this, the divorce rate would not be 70%. 70% of women initiate divorce. That's a different thing. So a second point. You just heard some stuff. You didn't actually look for that study. You just proved me that you're very stupid. That's why you can't see the red flags. Okay, think about this logically, because it does not make sense. I've met men on their 5th, 6th, or 7th marriage. How come that guy hasn't figured out how to read the signs yet? You just answered your own question. From the start, you should know that the divorce rate for second marriage is 60%. And for third marriages, it's 73%. So if those guys are on their 4th or 5th marriage, knowing the statistics, it just shows me that they're very, very stupid. Because a guy that is actually smart wouldn't get married a 3rd or 4th time. In fact, a smart guy would have never gotten married with the current laws. Why did you get married from the start? You getting married from the start, it shows me that you're stupid. You can't control your feelings, your emotions. Otherwise, you wouldn't be married. Okay, now let's address the fact that women can change. Let's say she wasn't like that from the start. You're right, my guy. They can change because of three things. Because of her family, her friends, or social media. Why does she change? Because she believes what her family, friends, or social media say. That means she trusts those things more than you. Because why else would she care about what her family or friends or social media say if you say something different? She would have to trust you and respect you more than her family, friends, and social media. Why doesn't she respect you or trust you? Because she never did from the start. But you didn't see that because you're ignorant, because you're stupid. How does social media know what's best for you and your life? How does your friends or family know what's going on in your relationship better than you? How can they give better advice than you? See how stupid it is? Let me read you another comment. I understand the point, but enough about making fun of men who tried to have a family and made the wrong choice in choosing their wife. It's not to make you feel superior and use them as an example of being idiots or something. You don't need to kick them on the ground. My guy, I don't want to feel superior. I can't feel superior. Why? Because I already told you in my past I was a simp. I wasted 6 years of my life being a simp. I was in my 20s, I was stupider than a rock. Why do you think I want to feel superior? I already admitted that I was wrong in my past. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to show men that are not yet married, men that are not yet in a relationship, to not make the same mistakes as I did or other guys that I show in my videos. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one.